Hello from your favorite tomato girl. I don't have a reading update, but one of my nieces is sick with the flu. So you know what that means. I'm listening to a new Jonas Brothers song in 2019. I'm shaking. I feel like this just needs a whole dance routine. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I was a Jonas Brothers stan. This room used to be covered wall to wall in Jonas Brothers posters that I would get from those like teeny bop magazines. I saw them on tour multiple times. I wrote Jonas Brothers fan fiction and it's still on this website, YouTube. But yeah, I was that bitch. So I'm just having a heart attack right now. It's fine. But yeah, I'm screaming. Just thought you should know. Oh, and I also started a new book. Can you believe that this is a reading vlog? So I started A Sucky Love Story by Brittany something with an F, I think. She's a YouTuber on here, although I don't watch her and I never have. I first heard about her book when she was on one of Megan Rinks's podcast episodes. I love that podcast. And she didn't talk about it too much because she was there to do like the podcast, which is an advice podcast. But from what I had heard, it sounded interesting. And then the other night I watched Shane Dawson's like conspiracy theory video thing. She was on there and she talked about her whole story and I was like, that shit is crazy. Please tell me more. So I'm about like halfway through and I'm enjoying it. It's not like amazing. The writing is just, you know, average. I'm listening to an audiobook and she narrates it and I think it could have been a little better. Like I think I'm getting used to it now, but the way she narrated things at first, I was just kind of like, this is like almost dumbing down. Like, I don't know. It was just read in a way that didn't project the words, you know? We still haven't gotten to like the crazy part yet. So I'm just like waiting and I'm hoping she gives more details. I hope that I didn't just read this and I'm just gonna like know the same thing. Basically, I hope she didn't give her whole book away in Shane's video. So far, no, like I'm learning new things, but I'm not at the batshit crazy stuff yet. And that's what I'm excited to get to.
Drop my phone on my ankle knuckle.
Oh, you really can't come for my weave like this. You know what? I changed everything. I'm not gonna rave about her series in the signing line. I'm gonna go off about how dare you. I said so, and no one believed me for years. I've been screaming at it.
Throughout the part I think you're at, I literally dropped my phone. I dropped my phone and I was like, let's fucking do it.
I don't have a reading update. Actually, did I ever film an update talking about the end of that book I was reading? I don't think so. Shit. Okay, so hi. A couple days ago, I finished A Sucky Love Story by Brittany Louise Taylor. I haven't even rated it on Goodreads yet because I kind of finished it and then I just went to bed. And then I've been in like a weird mood the past 2 days. Like, that's just like the theme of my vlogs lately. It's like, I'm in a weird mood. But anyway, the book. The writing was just like really basic and it took me a while to get into it because of how like, I don't know, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't the kind of writing that I guess you would normally see in a book. It was just very basic. I don't know a better way to say it. I'm not trying to be mean. Also, I do feel that the majority of her story was told in Shane Dawson's video, so I don't really know why she did that if she wanted people to read her book, because I feel like you don't really need to read her book if what she said in the Shane video is like satisfying to you. Like, you're not gonna get a whole lot more. There's obviously like little details about her crazy ass romance. There were parts where I wish she had gone into more detail too, but she would be like, this is important, or you don't care about this, so I'm just gonna move on. And I'm like, wait, but I care about that. Tell me more. I forgot to mention in my little review portion that homegirl was also kind of slut shaming at times, and she'd be like, I'm a feminist at heart, but I think if you have to start a sentence with I'm a feminist, but you just know that whatever is gonna follow is completely unfeminist. And there were just times where I'm like, if you would have just believed the women around you and like paid attention to your inner womanly thoughts, like you probably wouldn't be in this situation. Like, there's one character, or I guess not character because they're real people, but there's one person in particular who literally reaches out to her and is like, bitch, let me give you the tea, and she just ignores her, which I know is also common in abusive relationships. But I was just sitting there like, girl, if you were not set in some of the ways that you are. But yeah, I gave the book 2 stars. Anyway, that wasn't what I was turning the camera on to say. So since then, I have not done any reading. That was like what, the first, and now it's the third. I've been in a weird mood all day. I thought I was leaving the house today and I didn't. And lately I just want to leave the house every single day, even if it's just for like an hour, because I can't like leave for a long time because of my stupid freaking school. But it's like lately because I just have nothing to do that I'm just so frustrated. Before, when I had school, it's not like I want to sit there and do schoolwork, but having that gave me structure and gave me something to do. And so I was able to plan my day like, okay, wake up, do my schoolwork, then have free time. And now it's just like, wake up, do whatever. I don't know. Like, you think ultimate free time is what you want, but it's really not, I promise you. Especially when you like can't leave the house because you have a disability of some sort, or in my case, I don't even have a driver's license. So even if I wanted to suffer and go outside and deal with my pain, I can't unless someone takes me. And so I've just been in this mood where I was like, okay, I should read because that's productive. And so I wouldn't like let myself watch Netflix because, like I said, I've been watching The Vampire Diaries. But then I also didn't read, so I would just literally, I've just been sitting on my phone scrolling through Twitter all day, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? I just wish there was a way to snap my mind out of it because it's so annoying. Okay, I think that's all that I wanted to say. Probably gonna cut out so much of that in editing because I just talk too much. I'm probably gonna start Lair of Dreams tomorrow, hopefully. I have it on audio from the library, so. I just saw A Star Is Born again, the encore version that has extended scenes. I'm a goddamn mess. Okay, so I don't know if you could hear or see me when I was in the theater, but as you see, I'm looking real good. Saw A Star Is Born. They had like a little extended edition. They're calling it A Star Is Born Encore. I loved it so much. It was incredible. I love seeing just like the little moments, and then of course any new singing moment, I was like, during the wedding scene, she sings "Is That Alright?" and oh my god, it's one of the best songs on the soundtrack, and you don't even really hear it in the movie, but in the extended edition you do, and it was okay. I'm emotional, but like, who's shocked? I guess while I'm here and looking so great, I could do a reading update too. Yesterday, I started Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. Listening on audio, the audiobook is incredible. I'm like 100 pages in. It's a decently long book and audiobook, so still got a good chunk to go. But I really like it so far. I think what it's setting up is so freaking cool. I'm just really hoping that in this one we get more of like a gang teaming up together to fight these demons. And then last night at 11 p.m. when it came out, I read Shadow Me by Tahira Muffy, which is the third novella in the Shadow Me series. It's like book 4.5, something like that. Basically, it picks up a little bit before Restore Me ends and then goes to like the beginning of what will be Defy Me. Hi, Miss Mindy. You gonna open the door by yourself? Hi. What you doing? Anyway, this one is told in Kenji's point of view, and I really loved having his perspective and hearing his thoughts about everything that's going on. He's just always like the funny character, but you get to see the more sensitive side of him in this, and I really enjoyed that. I think it's gonna be a good setup because I do believe his perspective is in Defy Me, so I think it's nice to kind of have a taste of what we're going to see from him. I do wish that there was a little more. I feel like you don't have to read this in order to understand whatever's gonna be going on in Defy Me, which I think is the point of a novella, is like you can read it if you want, but like you don't have to. But I think it was just kind of short. I do think it was really fun, and like I said, I loved Kenji's perspective, and I think it sets up things with Nazira better. Probably gonna give it like 4 stars, maybe 5 stars if I'm feeling festive. I don't know, I need to think about it more. But yeah, if you are reading the Shadow Me series or you've read the Shadow Me series and you're like, should I read it? I think you should, because it's good, especially if you love Kenji, which I think the entire world does. Miss Ma'am, do you know how much I love you? You know that I would die for you? Just sitting here petting my dog while the Shatter Me group chat finds memes of Kermit to relate to Shatter Me. You thought I was kidding. Yeah, it's just Kermit. He's a mood. He's everything. We love him. Hey party people! So I don't really have much of a reading update except to say that I'm still listening to Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. I'm enjoying it, but I didn't read that much further, so I don't really have anything to say. Oh, I will say though, I love Jericho so much, and at the moment he deserves better, so I'm not very happy about that. Anyway, the reason I'm updating is because I have a package. What? ta-da! She is Miss Barnes & Noble. Checked the mail and found this beauty waiting for me after my doctor's appointment. Also, today is World Book Day, so what a perfect time to do a book haul. And by haul, I mean 2 books. I haven't bought from Barnes & Noble recently, but over the weekend they had that really good sale going on where a bunch of things were like 50% off. So one of these books I've already read, and one of the books is a sequel to a book that I've already read. So smart book buying. Why does Barnes & Noble always have to be so extra with the bullshit that they include in the boxes? Like, please stop. I don't want it. So for the one that I've already read, I picked up Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. This is a book about Hazel and Josh, who knew each other back when they were in college, but then they kind of drifted apart, but end up meeting again because Josh's sister is one of Hazel's very good friends. And so they go on this series of like picking dates for the other person after a situation makes them become closer friends with each other. And so they basically keep setting each other up on dates. And Hazel kind of has this feeling like, I'm too weird for anyone to like me. And it's just a fantastic book. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend it. I read an e-arc of this last year, so I never actually got my own copy, and since I saw it on sale on Barnes & Noble, I was like, what the perfect time to pick her up, and she's so cute. And then the sequel that I got, because like I just could not resist when it was 50% off, is The Wicked King by Holly Black. This book is so gorgeous. This doesn't match my copy of The Cruel Prince because I have a paperback, but oh well, it was just too beautiful and I just want it. I read The Cruel Prince, did I read it last month or in January? Somewhere around there. I really enjoyed it. I gave it like 4 stars, and I definitely want to see what is going on with this book because so many people talk about it, and I feel like so many people have said not to read The Wicked King right away because the ending of this one just like makes you really want the next book. However, these same people will be on Twitter making jokes about The Wicked King with like spoilers in them. I'm like, you're telling me not to read it, but then you're gonna spoil me? Sis! And I've tried my hardest to stay away from spoilers. I've muted every word that you could think of related to this series, but then someone will find a way to like put it in a slightly different way, like it'll have like a semicolon with it or with an S on the end, or just some way that I'll end up seeing it on my timeline anyway, and I'm just like, y'all are testing me. So I just need to freaking read this so that I don't have to worry about being spoiled. If you don't know, The Cruel Prince is about a girl named Jude who is in this fairy world, but she's not a fairy. She's trying to like figure out her life there, and I really enjoyed it. I feel like if you're watching this vlog, you probably already heard my opinions on it, but you know, just in case. Guess who's at Chick-fil-A again? Got the chicken strips this time, and I think they're better than the nugs. Love it. Who wants to do a haul? So today I went to Shopko with my mom. Basically like a Target. We go there quite often because it's always just been a less hectic place to go, and it's like really close to our house, but the store is closing, so that also means like everything there is on sale. So we went today and got some things, definitely more than we needed and should have spent. I only got 1 book because let's be real, the books are not any like crazy good price. It's just like 20% off the normal, but I saw this book there that I have wanted to read for a long time, and it was the same price in stores it would have been on Amazon, so I was like, you know, why not just go for it? And that is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. Can't entirely remember what this is about. I think it's a World War II novel. In my town in Germany, oh my god, is this person's name Warner? So I read the back cover and I still don't really know what to say. It's a World War II novel that's about a girl that is in Paris and a boy that is in Germany, and I'm guessing, you know, opposite sides there, but they somehow come together, and the book illuminates the ways against all odds people try to be good to one another. Obviously, this book has been praised quite a bit. It's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize. I'm excited to finally get to it at some point. So last night I finished Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray. I really am enjoying this series. This cast of characters is the most diverse cast of characters I have ever read about. I really loved the addition of Ling in this book. I thought she was such a fun and smart and interesting character to read about. I love that all of these characters are given such fleshed out background stories, and I did like how we got them coming together more in this one. I do feel like it took a while to get to the actual plot of this book. It took a lot of building on each of these characters, which I didn't mind because I love reading character-based stories, but I do think the plot could have been intricate introduced a little sooner. It was a little confusing for me at times, not necessarily in a bad way. It was just a very interesting sort of plot, and there isn't necessarily an explanation for everything. I suppose that's how it is for any book regarding supernatural things, but I don't read those kind of books very often because I am a big ass baby. But I've been okay so far reading this series, and as always, the audiobook for this series is so good. It's only read by one narrator, but the way she is able to transform her voice in so many different styles, it literally feels like a full cast narration because it's just that good. But I really enjoyed this. I think I'm gonna give it 4.5 stars, somewhere in that realm. I am going to end this vlog off here. As always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!